तो आज हम देखेंगे अपना बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन NCERT पूरा लाइन टू लाइन। तो शुरू करते हैं। Since the dawn of civilization, there have been many attempts to classify living organisms. It was done instinctively, not using criteria that was scientific, but born out of a need to use organisms for our own use, for food, shelter, and clothing. Aristotle was earliest attempt a more scientific basis for classification. He used simple morphological characters to classify plants into trees, herbs, and shrubs. He also divided animals into two groups, those which has red blood, those which did not. In Linnaeus' time, two kingdom classification with Plantae and Animalia kingdom was developed that included plants and animals respectively. This system did not distinguish between the eukaryotes and prokaryote, unicellular and multicellular organisms, and photosynthetic green algae and non-photosynthetic fungi organisms. Classification of organisms into plants and animals was easily done and was easy to understand, but a large number of organisms did not fall into either category. Hence, the two kingdom classification used for a long time was found inadequate. Besides gross morphology, a need was also felt including other characteristics like cell structure, nature of ball, mode of nutrition, habitat, methods of preparation, evolutionary relationship, classification system for the living organism have hence undergone several changes over time. Through plant and animal kingdom have been constant under all different systems. The understanding of what groups organisms we included under these kingdom have been changing. The number and nature of other kingdom have also been understood differently by different scientists over the time. वही है जो बताया हमने, बस पढ़ नहीं है यार, मेन इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट समझा दूंगा मैं। तो किसके ऊपर फाइव किंगडम क्लासिफिकेशन किसने दी थी? R.H. वाइटेकर ने दी थी। 1969 proposed a five kingdom classification. The kingdom defined by him named Monera, Protista, Fungi, Plantae, Animalia. The main criteria of classification by him including cell structure, body organization, mode of nutrition, reproduction, phylogenetic relationship. Table 2.1 gives a comparative account of different characteristics of five kingdom. अब देखते हैं किसमें क्या क्या चीज़ें होती हैं। तो देखो, सेल टाइप मोनेरा प्रोकैरियोट, प्रोटिस्टा यूकैरियोट, फंजा यूकैरियोट, प्लांट यूकैरियोट, एनिमलिया यूकैरियोट। सेल वॉल पॉलीसेक्राइड, अमीनो एसिड और पॉलीसेक्राइड की बनी है, यानी म्यूरिन। कुछ में होती है कुछ में नहीं होती, जैसे डायनोफ्लैजिलेट और डायटम्स में होती है, यूग्लिनॉइड, स्लाइम मोल्स और अपने प्रोटोजोअन्स उसमें नहीं होती है। फंजा काइटिन होती है, प्लांटी में सेलुलोज की होती है, एनिमिलिया में होती नहीं है। न्यूक्लियर मेम्ब्रेन होता है, मोनेरा में नहीं होता, बाकी सब में होता है। बॉडी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन सेलुलर होता है, लूज टिश्यू होते हैं, टिश्यू ऑर्गन होता है, टिश्यू ऑर्गन सिस्टम होता है। मोड ऑफ न्यूट्रिशन ऑटोट्रॉप्स होते हैं, हेटरोट्रॉप्स होते हैं, सेप्रोट्रॉप होते हैं, पैरासिटिक होते हैं, ठीक है। प्रोटिस्टा ऑटोट्रॉप्स होते हैं, हेटरोट्रॉप्स होते हैं। फंजा हेटरोट्रॉप्स होते हैं, प्लांट ऑटोट्रॉप्स होते हैं, एनिमल हेटरोट्रॉप्स होते हैं, सेप्रोट्रॉप होते हैं। The three domain system has also been proposed that divides the kingdom Monera into two domain, leaving the remaining eukaryote kingdom in the third domain. Thereby a six kingdom classification. You will learn about the system in detail in higher classes. ठीक है, let us look at this five kingdom classification to understand the issue and consideration that influence the classification system. Earlier classification system included bacteria, protein, algae, fungi, mosses, worms, gymnosperm, angiosperm, and plant. The character that unified this whole kingdom was that all the organisms included had a cell wall in their cells. This placed together groups which widely differed in other characteristics. It bring together the prokaryote bacteria, blue-green algae with other groups which were eukaryotic. It also grouped unicellular organisms and multicellular organisms, say, for example, Chlamydomonas spirogyra, which are grouped in under algae. The classification did not difference between heterotrophic group fungi, the autotrophic green plant, though they also showed a characteristic difference in their walls composition. The fungi has chitin in their walls, while the green plant have cellulosic cell wall. When such characteristics were considered, the fungi were placed in separate kingdom fungi. All prokaryote organisms were grouped under kingdom Monera. Unicellular eukaryotes were placed in the kingdom Protista. Kingdom Protista had brought together Chlamydomonas chlorella, earlier placed in algae within a plant, both having cell walls. With Paramecium amoeba, which were earlier placed in animal kingdom with lack of cell wall, it put together organisms in which classification were placed in different kingdoms. This happened because its criteria for classification change. This kind of changes will take place future to depending on the improvement in our understanding characteristic evolutionary relationship. Over time, an attempt have been made to evolve classification system which reflect not only morphological, physiological, reproductive similarity not all, but is also phylogenetic. It is based on evolutionary relationship. In this chapter, we will study characteristic of kingdom Monera, Protista, fungi, and Whittaker system of classification. The kingdom Plantae Animalia commonly refers to the plant and animal kingdom respectively. Will dealt separately 3 and 4. मतलब हम एनिमल किंगडम और प्लांट किंगडम को तो 3 और 4 में पढ़ेंगे, बाकी जो 3 किंगडम है वो इसमें पढ़ेंगे. ठीक है, तो देखते हैं. पहला देखते हैं किंगडम मोनेरा. Bacteria are the sole member of kingdom Monera. They are most abundant microorganisms. Bacteria occur almost everywhere. Hundreds of bacteria present in a handful of soil. They live in extreme conditions such as hot spring, desert, snow, deep oceans, and very few other life forms can survive. Many of them live in or on other organisms. Parasite bacteria are grouped under 4 categories based on their shape: the spherical coccus, the rhodoceps bacillus, the comacep vibrio, द स्पायरम स्पेलियम. ये सब देखो इनके डायग्राम में. Through the bacteria, structure is very simple. Their behavior is very complex compared to many organisms. Bacteria as a group show more extensive metabolic diversity. Some of bacteria are autotrophic. They synthesize own food inorganic method. They may be photosynthetic autotroph or chemosynthetic autotroph. The vast majority bacteria heterotrophs. They depend upon the organism dead organic matter. Okay. अच्छा, आर्की के बारे में पढ़ेंगे. तो देखो 4 पार्ट आते हैं इसमें टोटल. आर्की यूबैक्टीरिया, माइक्रोप्लाज्मा और साइनोबैक्टीरिया. तो आराम से देखेंगे हम. The bacteria, which are special since they live some of the harsh habitats such as extreme salty area, halophils, hot spring, thermoacidophils, marshy area, methanogens. Archaebacteria differ from other bacteria in having different cell wall structure, and this feature is responsible for their survival extreme conditions. Methanogens are present in gut of several ruminants such as cow, buffaloes. They are responsible for production of methane biogas from dung of these animals. Eubacteria. These are thousands of different eubacteria or true bacteria. They are categorized in the presence of rigid cell wall if motile phloem. The cyanobacteria, also referred to blue-green algae, have a chlorophyll A similar to green plant photosynthetic autotrophs. बेसिकली ये फर्स्ट ऑटोट्रॉफ ऑर्गेनिज्म है जिन्होंने ऑक्सीजन इवॉल्व किया अर्थ पर. साइनोबैक्टीरिया यूनिसेलुलर कॉलोनियल फिलामेंटस. Freshwater marine terrestrial colonies generally surrounded by Galician seed. They often bloom in polluted water bodies. Some of these organisms can fix nitrogen, specialized celled heterocyst, heterocyst. ये स्पेशलाइज है हेटेरोसिस्ट और ये मस्कुलिन सीथ है. Nostoc and Anavina chemosynthesis autotroph bacteria varies in organic nitrates, ammonia, release energy for their ATP to play a great role recycling nutrients like nitrogen, phosphorus, and iron sulfur. Heterotrophic bacteria are more abundant in nature. The majority of their important decomposer, many of them significant impact on human affairs. They are helpful in milk making, curd from milk, production of antibiotics, fix nitrogen in legumes. Some are pathogens causing damage to human beings, crops, farm animals, pets, cholera, typhoid, tetanus, citrus canker, as well as known as disease caused by bacteria. Bacteria reproduce mainly fission. Some under unfavored condition they produce spore. They also reproduce by asexual reproduction, primitive type of DNA transfer from one bacteria to another bacteria by transduction or transformation. The mycoplasma are the organisms which completely lack a cell wall. This is the smallest living cell known as can survive without oxygen. Many mycoplasma are pathogenic in plant and animals. यही निमोनिया कॉज करते हैं ह्यूमन में. अब हम देखते हैं किंगडम प्रोटिस्टा के बारे में. All single-celled eukaryotes were placed in under kingdom protista, but the boundaries of kingdom were not well defined. What may be a photosynthetic protistian to one biologist may be a plant to another. In this book include chlorophyte, dinoflagellate, euglenoid, slime molds, and protozoans under protista. Members of protista were primarily aquatic. This kingdom forms a link with a dealing with plants, animal, and fungi. Being eukaryote, protistian cell body contains a well-defined nucleus. Other membrane-bound organisms, some have flagella. Protists reproduce asexually, sexually process involving cell fusion and zygote formation. पहले देखते हैं हम क्रायोफाइट्स डायटम्स के बारे में. The group include diatoms, golden algae, desmids. They found in fresh water as well as marine environment. They are microscopic, float passively in water current, plankton. Most of them photosynthetic. In diatoms, the cell wall is formed two thin overlapping cells which fit together in a soap box. The walls embedded with silica, thus walls are indestructible. Thus diatoms have left behind a large amount of cell wall deposit in their habitat. This accumulation over billions of years referred to diatomous earth. Being gritty, this soil is polishing, filtration, oils, syrup. Diatoms are the chief producer of oceans. Second, dinoflagellate. Dinoflagellate. These organisms are mostly marine. Photosynthetic. They appear yellow, green, blue, red depending on their main pigment on the cell. The cell wall has stiff cellulose plates outer surface. Most of them two flagellar. One lies longitudinally and other lies transversely. Very often red dinoflagellate, example Gonilux, undergo the rapid multiplication. They make a seed appear red. Toxin release such a large number of may even kill marine animals such as fishes and also cause a paralysis in humans. Euglenoids, majority of them are freshwater organisms found in stagnant water. Instead of cell wall, they have proteinous rich layer called pedicel, which have body flexible. They have two flagella, one is short and other is long. Through their photosynthetic presence in sunlight, they have like heterotropy, predating other small organisms. Interestingly, the pigment even not identical to those pigment higher plant. Example Euglena. Here, slime molds. Slime molds are the saprotrophic protozoans. The body move along the decaying twigs, leaves, engulfing organic material under suitable conditions to grow, spread over the feet. During unfavorable conditions, Plasmodium differentiates into floating body wing spores. Their tips, the spore possesses true walls. They are extremely resistant to survive for many years even under adverse conditions. The spore dispersed by air current. Protozoans. All protozoans are heterotrophs, live as predators. They are primitive relatives of animals. There are four major protozoans. Amoeboid protozoans. These organisms live in fresh water, moist soil. They more capture, they prey, putting pseudopodia, false feet, amoeba, marine forms have silica cells. Some of them, such as entamoeba, are parasite flagellated protozoans. The member of group either free-living parasitic, they have flagella, they have parasitic form of disease such as sleeping sickness, ciliated. इसका एग्जाम्पल है ट्रैपेंसोमा. एक फैक्ट्री हुआ ट्रैपेंसोमा जो टर्माइट्स होते हैं उनके पेट में होता है, जो लकड़ियाँ पचाने में मदद करता है. Ciliated protozoans, these are aquatic, actively moving because they are presence of cilia. They have cavity, collect opens into outside the body surface या cell surface. Coordinated movement of rows ciliated cause water laden with food to be strayed into gullet. Example paramecium. Sporozoans include diverse organisms have infection spore-like stage in their life cycle. Most notorious Plasmodium material parasite which cause disease in staggering effect in human population. Sorry. Okay. हाँ तो अरे यार ओके अब पढ़ते हैं किंगडम फंजाई के बारे में. The fungi constitute a unique kingdom of heterotrophic organisms. They show a great diversity in morphology and habitat. You must have seen fungi on moist bread, rotten fruits, the common mushroom you eat. Toadstools are also fungi. Oh, sorry. White spot. Onion mushroom. Leaves. Eat to a parasitic fungus. Some unicellular fungi are used to make bread, beer. Other fungi cause disease in plant and animal. Wheat rust causing panaceea is an important example. Some are source of antibiotics. Penicillium fungi are cosmopolitan, occur in air, water, soil, and on animal and plants. They prefer to grow in humid places. Have you ever wondered why we kept food in refrigerator? Yes, it is to prevent food from going bad due to bacterial or fungus infection. With exception of yeast, which are unicellular, fungi are filamentous. These bodies consist long, slender thread-like structure called hypha. Hypha have osteria, which goes into the body and sucks the nutrition from it. The network of hypha is known as mycelium. Some hypha are continuous tube-filled multinucleated cytoplasm. These are called sionocyte hypha. Other have septate cross-walled their hypha. The cell wall of fungi composed of chitin and polysaccharides. Most fungi are heterotrophic and absorb soluble organic material from dead substrates, hence called sporophytes. Those depend on living plants. Animals are called parasites. Those live symbiotic relationship with are example algae. With algae as lichens and with higher plants as called mycorrhiza. Reproduction of fungi can take place by vegetative means of fragmentation, fission, budding. Asexual reproduction is by spores, conida, or sporangiospores or zoospores. The sexual reproduction by oospore, ascospores, basidiospores. The various spores are produced by distinct structure of fruiting bodies. The sexual cycle involves the following three steps. First step is fusion of protoplasm between two non-motile gametes called plasmogamy. Fusion of two nuclei is called karyogamy. Meiosis in dizygote. When a fungus reproduces sexually, two haploid hypercompatible meeting types together and fuses. In some fungi, fusion of two haploid cells immediately diploid cells. However, in other fungi, Ascomyces and Basitomyces, innervating dikaryotic stage n plus n, that is 2 nuclei per cell, occurs such a condition called dikaryon. phase, dikaryon phase. Later parental nuclei become diploid. The fungi form fruiting bodies, which reduction division occur, leading to formation of haploid spores. The metabolic, the morphology of mycelium made up of spore fruiting bodies basis for their division in kingdom. Members of Phycomyces, Zooomyces or Oomyces are found aquatic habitat taking moist damp places. इसे हम algal fungi भी कहते हैं. Obligate parasite. The mycelium are aseptate और zoonocyte होती है. Asexual reproduction takes place through spores, aplanospores. These spores endogenously produce zygospore is formed by two gametes. As gametes similar in morphology, isogamous, dissimilar in anisogamous, oogamous. Some common example in beak or Rhizopus alvigo. Ascomyces, commonly known as sac fungi. Ascomyces are mostly multicellular, penicillium rarely unicellular. Yeast. Saccharomyces, the saproscopic decomposer. Mycelium are septate and branch. Asexual spores are conidia produced by exogenous Spiralium conidiospore. Conidia germination produce mycelium sexual spores called ascospores, which produce endogenously like these are the some example: Aspergillus niger, Clavicep, Neurospora. Neurospora extensively used for biochemical genetic work. Many of members like morels, truffles are edible, considered as delicious. Basidiomyces, commonly known as Basidiomyces, are mushroom-backed fungi puffballs. They grow in soil, living bodies as parasite. Rust smudged mycelium, इसे club fungi भी कहते हैं. Mycelium has branch and septate. Asexual spores generally not found. Vegetative reproduction by fragmentation. The sex organ is absent. Plasmogamy is spot to fusion of gamete different. The resultant karyogamete basidiospores are formed. Basidiospores exogenously produce. The basidio fruiting body are called basidocarps. Some common members: agaricus, mushroom, Mustalingo or Panicia, rust fungi and smut fungi. Ditromyces, commonly known as imperfect fungi or fungi imperfecti, because the asexual or vegetative phase of fungi are known while the sexual form are absent, but when discovered it moved to the other classes. So ओके तो वहीं जो माइसीलियम है सेपरेट और ब्रांच होता है. एग्जाम्पल है इसका अल्टरनेरिया, कॉलेट्राइस्ट्रम, रिचडर्मा. ठीक है भाई. अब हम देखते हैं किंगडम प्लांटी. Kingdom Plantae includes eukaryotic chlorophyll containing organisms commonly called plant. A few members of partially heterotrophs such as insectivorous plant, bladderwort, Phoenix flytrap. Example of insectivorous plant, Cascata parasite. The plant cell have an eukaryotic cell structure. The permanent chloroplast cell wall mainly made of cellulose. You will study eukaryotic structure detail in chapter 10. Plant include algae, bryophyte, pteridophyte, gymnosperm, angiosperm. Life cycle of plant to distinct phase: diploid, sporophyte, haploid, gametophyte. That alternate with each other length of the haploid and diploid phases. Whether these phases are free living, dependent on other, vary among different groups of plants. This phenomena is called alliteration of generation. You will study in further details in next chapter. Kingdom Animalia. The Kingdom Animalia characterized by heterotrophic eukaryote organisms, multicellular. Their cell lack of cell wall indirectly depend on plant for food digestion. Their food intensely cavity store food, reserve glycogen और fat. Fungi भी यही करता है. ठीक है. The mode of nutrition is holozoic ingestion. then digestion. The follow definite growth pattern, hollow adult, definite shape size, higher forms, elevated sensory neuromotor mechanism. Most of them are capable for locomotion. The sexual reproduction copulation of male and female, followed by embryological development. Silent feature various phylum are described in chapter 4. Virus, viroids, prions, and lichens. In fact, kingdom classification by Ticker, there is no mention of lichens. Some are acellular organisms like viruses, viroids, prions. These are briefly introduced here. All of us who have suffered the ill common cold or flu known what affect virus have to us if we do not associate it with condition. Virus did not find a place classification since they are considered truly living. If we understand living as those organisms have cell structure, the virus are non-cellular organisms that are characterized by having inert crystalline structure outside the living cell. First is tobacco-mosaic virus, second is bacteriophage. This is head, collar, sheath, tail fibers. This is RNA, capsid. Capsid is protein coat. Once they infect a cell, over machinery, host cell replicate themselves, killing the host cell. Would you call virus living or non-living? Virus means venom, poisonous fluid. Ivansky 1892 recognized the certain microbes organism mosaic disease and taboo. They were found smaller than bacteria. They passed through bacteria-proof filter. Wegener demonstrated the exact infected plant could cause infection in healthy plant. He gave a name containing Ambivium fluidium infection fluid Stanley, then crystallized the virus. Then in addition of protein, virus also contain genetic material, either RNA or DNA. No virus contain RNA, DNA. A virus nucleoprotein genetic material. Okay. Genetic material is infectious. In general, virus infect plants have single-stranded RNA. Virus infect animal have single or double-stranded RNA or double-stranded DNA. Bacteriophage. Bacterial virus bacteriophage are usually double-stranded DNA. The protein coat called capsid made of subunit capsomere to protect nucleic acid. These capsomere arranged in helical. Virus disease like mumps, smallpox, herpes, influenza, AIDS is also caused by virus in plants. The symptoms: mosaic formation, yellowing, green, drawing, stunning growth. Viroids discovered by 1971 T.O. Danier. Uh, they are smaller than virus, low molecular weight, caused potato spindle tuber trees. Prions in modern medicine. Certain infectious enfolded proteins are called prions. They are similar size in viruses. They also called CJD in humans and also cause a disease in cow. Head cow disease. Lichens are made up of algae plus fungi. The algal part is called photocombinant NY and fungal part is called mycocombinant. Algae prepare food for fungi and fungi gives mineral and nutrition to it. So close association. Lichens in nature. Never imagine they have two different organisms. Lichens are very good pollution indicator. They do not grow in polluted area. तो ये समरी है अपनी और ये कुछ क्वेश्चंस है, बहुत आसान क्वेश्चन है, इजी हो जाएंगे. तो भाई यहीं तक था अपना ये चैप्टर. अब नेक्स्ट चैप्टर में मिलते हैं, प्लांट किंगडम.